one I'm very sure that sex therapist is going to love. And you're going to help us a lot because you have more expertise in this. So this one says, I was sleeping with my wife. Late at night, she snoring. I come into the bed. 30 minutes later, she starts talking in her sleep. And she was moving as if she was in action. And then I heard her say some other man's name while she's, like moving, making movements. I looked. I wanted to wake her up. I did not. She continued for a while. And it's been now 3 weeks.
And he hasn't said anything.
I do not want to touch her because what was that? I don't know what to do.
Interesting. For us men, he's acting like any other man. We don't jump immediately to say things. But it will eat him for the longest part of the story. The only problem is, it's your word against her.
Yeah.
What if she says no? It's not me. Unless you took a recording for that. But for now, let us have a conversation maturely. My brother, your wife is having some issues out there. One of the things that we need to know about dreams and their interferences in our life, meaning those that are very lucid, like someone is already in action. It's a day's event. It's something that we've relived before. Problem would be if she mentions a name of somebody you probably know or suspect. But the idea is now, if you confront her on a dream, there are going to be issues. Because one, she can say, it wasn't me, I don't dream. How are you going to pin her?
You know what? There's several ways that you can find out, because when you're in a relationship, sometimes you have to act like a CIA or police. Instead of saying that, I heard you say somebody's name or dream, a name was said. Investigate if there's any name like that connects to her.
Exactly.
Like, is there a real person, say, called David in her life? Whether at work, in her circle,
or even an ex,
or an ex, or you could ask her. You could ask her. By the way, do you know? I met some guy called David, and he told me, that to say hi to you. Reaction. Sometimes it's not what people say. Sometimes it's how they react. But some type of way, maybe there's something. But you have to also realize that some of these dreams are spiritual.
Exactly.
Sometimes ainza kuanga tamanyi.
Yeah.
Something else came and possessed her body. I know these things don't sound right or real for so many people, but it is spiritual. We have had sheikhs or pastors pray for people. For us in Islam, we call them jinns. Jinns come and they possess your body, and somehow they use her for that. So you could be blaming that there's something going on. How is she like? Has she been having some irregularities that you're noticing to lead you up to that point of doubting that it could be somebody else? If that's the case, and that's different. But if she's been this person that you know who is unlikely to do such a thing, perhaps it's a spiritual thing, and she might need your help. It is about time that you opened up.
But you see, lucky my issue here is as much as men don't jump immediately to talk about things, the longer it takes for you to talk about something, the more damage. This is what is going to happen. Now, any small thing that, relationships are up and down, things happen. Now, every little thing that is going to happen, it's going to just make him even think more that this person that she said in the dream, maybe she's doing this because of the person in the dream.
So it's about time.
Yeah, it's about time he said something. He just, sometimes you don't even know what to tell the person about a problem. I think when you're in the situation now, he'll know what to say.
And Brian,
see, the biggest problem about some of these things, every imagination you're going to get, you're going to start seeing things that are not even there.
That are not even
That's
there.
what I'm saying.
If she came late to be like, that's David. Or whatever's going to happen.
Exactly.
So the issue is, a lot of men don't handle things that way. Like most women jump immediately, attack it. But one thing I'll actually tell this young man, friend of ours, one, take a 360 around madam.
Right.
Take a keen 360. Not something diversional, but a keen one. See how she's been behaving prior to that.
That's what I said.
How she's behaving now. Is your sexual conversation very at par? If she's having struggles with having sexual intimacy with you, women don't function like men. If you have become ratchets, but women don't function like a man. If you're lucky, I'm with this one, that is it. Usually you struggle having it with this person. But if there's no struggle, there's a possibility of a David or that dream name you saw. Probably they talk a lot at work. There are even people who flirt with people for years they've not met, and they have a
maybe on the
sexual conversation.
Maybe, but that's really on the.
But even 3 weeks, they don't want each other. Even the woman doesn't want him. She hasn't tried.
He said he doesn't feel like.
It doesn't feel like.
Hey, sometimes you have to act.
The woman can actually think
because it's not the woman. This problem.
I'm just saying that 3 weeks, if there's been no intimacy, even
but you're realizing that sometimes people are not as sexually active as we are. So you saying that 3 weeks, maybe for you can't take 3 weeks.
Okay.
But there's people who can take even months depending on where they are. And then you have the hormonal thing.
Yes.
So to conclude that, she must be doing something would be really, it's not a right thing. Look at all the possibilities that we have given you.
Yes.
There's a third party. We need to start normalizing speaking to people like counselors who can really be the middle ground for all. Sit down with them. Like there's a third person who is listening to both of you from where you're coming from. I believe that way it's easier for us to kind of like conclude. So if you have somebody you trust, if you can see a counselor, if it's a big issue, if you can let it go. He was a dream.
Yeah, because
men don't let things like that go easily. because right now he's drawn so many diagrams in his head.
It's going to disturb his mental.
That's what I'm saying. So right now, you can't say. Calling another man's name,
That's all.
It also
even
depends.
If it's another woman's name, bro.
I know. Like, it depends on the kind of relationship you're having with the person. There's a type of relationship you have. Before I was married, I thought you can't take a week without child. But when I got married, I figured out there's no rift. I'm actually also tired. And you realize there's a
there's a one.
And you're like, hey. But at the parameter we have to look at and say, was the action beautiful? You see, when a woman is enjoying a dream, sometimes during the day it must have been cool. Also, check your game, brother.
Yeah.
Really?
Check your game, because if a dream can be that nice, the activity.
But sincerely.
But aren't dreams supposed to be larger than life? When you dream you have a car. It's normally a car that you've never even
seen. This is a different dream.
No, I'm just saying that dreams are not exactly, they amplify what
Maybe he looked at the wife enjoying the dream. Really?
But to help the man out in the picture, just understand. Start engaging sexually often. So that probably the next dream, you're the one in the dream.